Okay. So now, first of all, before starting with this true, false, yes, no, and not given, let me tell you what is the basic difference between these two. See, we have the two kinds of questions. We have true, false, not given, and we have yes, no, not given, right? So let's talk about true, false first. तो ये जो true false होते हैं, they are basically the factual information, facts, research से related जो information, जो हमें facts define करते हैं कि हाँ जी ऐसा है, वो information true false वाली categories में आती है. And अगर मैं बात करती हूँ राइटर के ओपिनियन की, कि जिसने उसको पेन डाउन किया है, जिसने उसको लिखा है, उसका ओपिनियन क्या है, वो वाली जो स्टेटमेंट्स हैं, वो वाले जो क्वेश्चंस हैं, वो येस नो में आ सकते हैं. अब जो येस नो वाले क्वेश्चंस हैं, इसके अंदर जरूरी नहीं है कि जो स्टेटमेंट हमारे राइटर को, जो ऑथर को सही लगती है, वो फैक्ट भी हो. तो बेसिकली द डिफरेंस इज कि जो राइटर का ओपिनियन है वो वेरी कर सकता है राइटर के मूड के ऊपर, राइटर के पर्सपेक्टिव के हिसाब से, लेकिन जो फैक्चुअल इंफॉर्मेशन है दैट विल रिमेन द सेम, फैक्ट्स विल रिमेन द सेम. So these are the two basic differences. One basic difference between what is a true, false, not given, and yes, no, not given. So now let's see that when we go with true. So true is the one option when it's 100% found. When we are 100% sure कि जो भी question में दिया है and जो भी उन्होंने statement पहले paragraph में दी हुई है, that is absolutely matching, that is absolutely correct, it is not contradicting, that means that we are going to say 100% we are agreeing with it and we are going to say that yes, it's true. I hope I'm clear till here. जब हमें 100% गारंटी से चीजों को पढ़ के लगे कि हाँ जो ऊपर लिखा था और जो स्टेटमेंट में उसने पूछा है वो बिल्कुल सेम डिट्टो है, then we go with true. I hope I'm clear till here. If yes, then please type true in the comment section. If you've understood the difference between true, false, not given, yes, no, not given. Okay, great. And when we talk about false, then it is the contradictory information. जब opposite information दी जाए, जो उसने context में बोला है, but the statement that is being given in the question is opposite of that, that means that it is contradictory. It is, then we are going to mark false to that. Okay. And whenever we get the option of not given, that means that we are not able to find the information in the given paragraph. जो भी हमें question दिया है, उस question के अंदर हमें information मिल ही नहीं रही है, then वो information को हम बोलते हैं not given. अब whenever we move to writer's opinion, तो writer के opinion में भी yes, no और not given वैसे ही चलते हैं. Like the yes says कि जो हमारी स्टेटमेंट है, जो हमारा राइटर है, वो उस स्टेटमेंट के साथ क्लेम करता है कि ये एब्सोल्युटली करेक्ट स्टेटमेंट है. अगर पैराग्राफ की स्टेटमेंट, पैराग्राफ का कॉन्टेक्स्ट स्टेटमेंट को मैच करता है, एब्सोल्युटली मैच करता है राइटर के ओपिनियन के हिसाब से, देन इट्स करेक्ट. एंड इफ इट इज ऑपोजिट, इफ इट इज कॉन्ट्राडिक्टरी, देन इट इज नो. एंड नॉट गिवन जब राइटर ने उससे रिलेटेड कुछ भी बोला ही नहीं है, लाइक वी आर नॉट एबल टू डिसाइड कि ऐसा कुछ राइटर ने कहीं लिखा भी है या नहीं, एंड इट इज इम्पॉसिबल टू से दैट वेदर द राइटर हैज दैट इवन कॉन्टेक्स्ट मेंशन्ड इन द पैराग्राफ or not. I hope I'm clear till here. If I'm clear till here, then we're going to practice few questions, just 2 questions for today, and then we'll move on to our next module. If you all are clear with the basic information of true, false, and yes, no, not given, then type true in the comment section so that we can move ahead to the practice part. Okay. So see, अभी सबसे बड़ी एक और मैं बात बताती हूँ, जो जब हम एग्जाम अटेम्प्ट कर रहे होते हैं ना, I always say IELTS is about reading the statement in a very proper way. अगर स्टेटमेंट में मेंशन है ट्रू, फॉल्स और नॉट गिवन, एंड अगर आप आंसर में ट्रू की जगह लिखते हो यस, फॉल्स की जगह लिखते हो नो, और वाइस वर्सा, यस नो पूछा है आपने, ट्रू फॉल्स लिखा है, दैट विल बी मार्क्ड एब्सोल्युटली रॉन्ग. यू कांट डू दैट. अगर क्वेश्चन में ट्रू लिखा है तो यू हैव टू राइट ट्रू, यू कैन नॉट वर्क विद यस. If the question is saying that you have to write yes, no, and not given, you cannot go with false. Otherwise, it will be marked absolutely wrong. So please read the question before writing it. Whenever we are attempting our exam, we are in hurry. हमें लगता है कि चलो फटाफट से हमने yes, no देखा, true, false देखा. We are in this habit of we just write the answers. But no, इस चीज को in these types of questions को attempt करते हुए keep in mind, always have a check whether it's true, false or it's yes. I hope I'm clear till here. So we're going to move on to our first question. Okay. So my complete screen is visible to you, like the statement part and the question part, everything is visible now. If it is visible to you, then I have mentioned the statement also and I have mentioned the question also. What you have to do is you have to go in the comment section. No, just take 2 minutes or 1 minute for it, think over it and write your answer in the comment section. And I want everybody to think of it, whether you think it's true, false or not given. Just let me know. You have 2 minutes. I'm waiting for you all. Okay, so we have one answer already. We have the next answer, which is, okay, you were saying it's not given, not given. Okay, let's see, let's see.
It is not given.
Yeah, you just type in the comment section. Type it in the comment section. I'll check it from there. I request everybody to please switch off your mic, mute yourself. Okay, so everybody has given the answer. So now let's move on to what the answer is exactly. Like most of you have given the answer. Can I change my answer to not given? Absolutely, yes, you can change your answer to not given, but let's see how it is going to happen. How we're going to decide that what is happening in this question. Achha, एक और thing that I want to add is that over here, I have just mentioned the statement and you have the question in front of you. But whenever we are in the real-time IELTS exam, we have to read the whole paragraph. We need to find the location also, and then we need to decide that what will be the answer. I would like to add कि IELTS के जितने भी questions होते हैं वो सब order में होते हैं. For example, जो अगर 1 to 5 true false दिए हुए हैं, true false not given दिए हुए हैं, then they'll be in the order. आप ऐसा मतलब ऐसा नहीं होगा कि जो सेकंड क्वेश्चन है वो ऊपर हमें आंसर मिल रहा होगा और थर्ड का जो है वो हमें और ऊपर मिल रहा होगा. नो, 1 to 5 6 वो सब ऑर्डर में चलते हैं. तो यू डोंट हैव टू गेट कंफ्यूज. फर्स्ट किया, फिर उसके बाद नेक्स्ट आंसर नीचे ढूंढना है, उसके बाद थर्ड आंसर उससे नीचे ढूंढना है. वो बिल्कुल ऑर्डर में ही उन्होंने पैराग्राफ इस हिसाब से क्वेश्चंस को प्लेस किया होता है. आई होप दिस थिंग इज क्लियर टू एवरीबॉडी. नाउ लेट्स रीड द स्टेटमेंट. At the age of 13, Miles Davis was given his first trumpet. Lessons were arranged with a local trumpet player and a musical odyssey began. These early lessons, paid for and supported by his father, had a profound effect on shaping Davis' signature sound. Okay. So now the answer to this question is false. And most of you, by most of you, only I think we wrote the answer false, but then looking at everybody, he said that the answer is not given. Okay. So now I want everybody to think once again that whether you are able to think, whether the answer is false or not. I want everybody to think once. Yes.
ईशा मैम, उसका नाम डेविड्स लिखा हुआ है, लेकिन ये कि जो स्टेटमेंट में उसका नाम डेविस है, इसलिए मैंने अपनी स्टेटमेंट चेंज की है, नॉट बाय लुकिंग एट अदर्स को.
Okay,
हाँ
okay, okay.
Yes,
Let
हाँ डेविड्स लिखा हुआ है, हाँ डेविस लिखा हुआ है, इसलिए मुझे लगा कि हाँ कि ये स्टेटमेंट नॉट गिवन होना चाहिए.
Okay, okay. I would like to point it out here that actually it is my mistake because I have typed it all now. So I have typed it wrong over here. Like it's just a typing error from my side. It's Davis only. I think that's why
Okay,
everyone
okay.
has written the answer not given because of this name. I think that, right?
I think so, ma'am.
Yes, because I wasn't expecting that everyone will be writing not given, because I was expecting that like maybe half of you must be able to get that the answer is false. I want to know that was there a confusion because of the name? If there was a confusion because of the name, that's why you've written the answer not given, then type yes in the comment section. And if someone has not written the answer because of the name, and if you feel that, okay, it should be really not given, then also I'm here to explain. So was name actually creating the confusion? I have also read it now that I've typed wrong. David, it's Davis. चलो ठीक है. I'll explain you कि answer false क्यों है. यहाँ पर whenever we are able to see the second line, these early lessons paid for and supported by his father. ये जो supported by his father है, okay. Name was the reason. So this supported by his father is supported by his father, मतलब उसके फादर जो है वो उसकी सपोर्ट करते थे. इसी से ही हमें पता चल जाता है कि उसकी टीचर उसको सपोर्ट नहीं करी थी, एक्चुअल में उसके फादर उसको सपोर्ट कर रहे थे. दैट मीन्स दैट द इंफॉर्मेशन दैट वी हैव इज कॉन्ट्राडिक्टिंग. कॉन्ट्राडिक्ट किस सेंस में करिए, क्योंकि वहां पर लिखा है कि टीचर सपोर्ट कर रही थी, लेकिन यहाँ पर इन द स्टेटमेंट इट इज मेंशन दैट द father was supporting, so it is contradictory. That's why the answer is false. Is everybody clear that why the answer is false? अगर किसी Okay. First of all, let me make you all familiar with what kind of sheet that you'll be getting for attempting your task 1. So for task 1, the sheet that you'll be getting is this one, which will have your candidate number that you will be given whenever you'll be registering for your exam. Then candidate name. Candidate number is usually your passport number. And then your center name and then your date. And then this is the portion which is saying task 1. So task 1 and task 2, there are two separate sheets. Don't confuse yourself. Please make sure that the task you're writing on task 1 should be, task 1 only. It should not be task 2. Don't confuse both of these tasks. Take care that जो भी आप sheet use कर रहे हो वो absolutely सही sheet use कर रहे हो, because अगर आपने task 2 को task 1 पे लिखा and vice versa, you will not be given bans for that. task 1 वाली sheet पर ही होना चाहिए. And इसके बाद हमारे पास this is the portion which says academic है या फिर अगर आपका GT है. So you can mark this, and then we have task 1 sheet, this which is this portion, and then we have task 2 sheet. The other thing that I want to explain you all is on this sheet there is a thing which is known as alignment. Alignment होता है कि जब भी हम लिखना स्टार्ट करें, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आपको इस लाइन से लिखना स्टार्ट करना है, यहाँ से, ठीक है. एंड जो करना है वो इस लाइन पर करना है. यहाँ पर कुछ नहीं लिखना है, कुछ भी नहीं लिखना है इस लाइन के ऊपर. ये वाला जो एरिया है, ये वाली जो लाइन है, यहाँ पर वी डोंट हैव टू राइट एनीथिंग. सिर्फ यहीं तक ही हमें अपना लिखना जो है वो एंड कर देना है. इसके बाद वी गेट दिस शीट, दिस अदर शीट. इस शीट के ऊपर भी वी कैन स्टार्ट फ्रॉम हियर, फ्रॉम दिस लाइन. From this line we can start and then we can end till here. And it is also mentioned that do not write below this line. Is line matlab this is the last line. If still you need the sheet, then you need to ask for an extra sheet. You get extra sheet in IELTS, but you don't have to write below this line. Even if you feel that one word is left, don't do kanjusi, don't write over here. Even if one word is left, you need to take an extra sheet because they have strictly mentioned that we don't have to write below this line. I hope I'm clear to everybody. Uske baad, the other thing that I want to tell you all is about alignment. It is very important to have alignment in your task 1 and task 2. What I mean by alignment is whenever you're writing a task, it should begin from here only, like this. The words should not start, for example, you're writing something here, and then you've started the next line from here, and then you're again starting your next word from here, and then from here, and then from here. No, this should not be done. The task that you are writing should be properly aligned. Every first word should begin from this starting line itself. I hope I am clear to everybody, whatever I have explained related to this sheet, related to how to attempt task 1. Am I clear? Please take care of this alignment. And what I always suggest is that take the printouts. I'm going to upload these sheets in the Google Classroom. Whenever you have to write a task 1 or task 2, you can take multiple photostats. Just keep the photostat of these blank sheets and practice on these sheets. They are going to really help you a lot. I'll tell you how they're going to help you. When I used to practice, I got hold of how much I have to write. For example, if we have the word limit, which is of task 1, if we have 150 words, then I had an idea कि मेरे जो 150 words हैं, वो for example, approximately यहाँ तक आ जाते हैं. Because everyone has his or her own handwriting. We know कि कुछ लोग बड़ा लिखते हैं. We have the small, tendency of leaving more space or less space. It varies from person to person. So whenever we are going to practice on the real sheets, task 1 and task 2 will get hold कि हमारी जो word limit है of this alignment and how to actually write on these sheets, you'll get hold of it. So this is my personal suggestion that I'm going to upload a sheet. What you can do is you can take out the printout, get the multiple photostats, and then try to practice on these sheets. And if you're not able to, then obviously you have your notebooks, you can practice on that. I hope I'm clear till here so that we can move ahead. If I'm clear, if anyone is having any doubt in attemptation, you can definitely ask me. And please be clear with the things that you don't have to write below this line. And over here also,
मैम एकेडमिक एंड जनरल ट्रेनिंग मैम ये क्या है?
Okay, I'll tell you that. And even if you've reached over here and you feel that your one word is left, please move on to the next page. You don't have to write this one word over here. Don't do that. You have to move on to the next page. Okay, so now let's move on to the doubt, which is what is academic and GT. So we have two types of IELTS, which is IELTS academic and IELTS general training. IELTS academic वो लोग देते हैं जिनको किसी college में they have to do further studies. They do IELTS academic. And GT general training वो लोग देते हैं those who want to go for work visa and those who want to work, they give general training. And academic is for students. And general training is for the one who want to apply PR also. They also give general training. I hope I'm clear.
Yes, ma'am. Thanks.
Well, okay. So here is a question. I want you all to please have a quick look over it so that I can continue and we can decide that what we have to do. Please have a look, read this question, where it is revolving. This is actually a table which is showing you the statistical data. When you'll have a look, please type yes. After that only I'll start. Okay, okay, great. So the proportion of income, great. The proportion of income adults and children spent on 4 common items in UK in 1998. So this is the table which is given to us in percentages. See, now what we do is whenever we are given such tasks, we have the common tendency of writing the tasks in percentage itself. But I have a thing for you all so that whenever you want to bring a variety, whenever you want to do comparison, see, task 1 is all about comparing things. हम जो भी लिखते हैं वो हमें कंपैरिजन के हिसाब से लिखना होता है. तो ये जो अभी हम टास्क में कंपैरिजंस करने वाले हैं, इनफैक्ट एवरी लाइन शुड बी अबाउट कंपैरिजन, वेयर एवरी लाइन शुड बी कंपेयर्ड टू वन और द अदर थिंग. If we are writing about food, then we need to compare adults, men, women, or whatever the data is saying. So we'll be doing comparison. अभी जरूरी नहीं है कि हमें हर चीज को परसेंटेज में ही मेंशन करना है. वी हैव अदर मेथड्स आल्सो कि हम उसे कैसे मेंशन कर सकते हैं. इस प्रेजेंटेशन में आज की क्लास में मैं यही बताने वाली हूँ कि हम कैसे टास्क 1 को, इफ वी आर गिवन सच अ टास्क वेयर वी हैव अ टेबल वेयर वी हैव परसेंटेजेस, हम उसे कैसे मेंशन कर सकते हैं. बेसिकली आज की क्लास परसेंटेजेस के अराउंड रिवॉल्व करेगी एंड ऑब्वियसली टेबल्स के अराउंड रिवॉल्व करेगी. ओके, first of all, we all should know that what are the synonyms that we can use for the word percentage. The first one is percenta, percent, the symbol itself, which is percent, or we can convert these percentages to fractions. I'm going to teach you how we can convert these percentages to fractions, and we have to avoid, we don't have to use the word percentile. So make note of these 3 things, 3 words: percentage, percent, and the symbol, which is percent, or this word percentage. So these are the 4 words that you can use to replace the word percentage, and synonymize them wherever, however you have to use them as per the conditions, as per the requirements. I hope I'm clear, and please don't use the word percentile, avoid using this word. Okay, so now I'm going to tell you how we have to convert these percentages to fractions. जरूरी नहीं है कि हर जगह ऐसे लिखना है कि जी 10% हो गया, 9% हो गया, 35%, 75%. No, we can convert them to fractions also. Let's see how. Okay, देखो बेसिक मैथ्स सबको आता हो. बेसिक मैथ्स के हिसाब से अगर मैं आपसे पूछूं कि 80% क्या होता है, तो हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू ऑल नो कि 80% 4/5 होता है. जितने लोगों को पता है प्लीज टाइप यस, और जिन्हें नहीं पता है टाइप नो, ताकि मैं समझा पाऊं कि 80% 4/5 कैसे होता है. ओके ओके, इज देयर एनीवन जिसे नहीं पता है? टाइप नो इफ यू डोंट नो इट. आई एम गोइंग टू एक्सप्लेन इट. Okay, till date till now we are getting yes. Khushi is saying no. Okay. Okay. So Khushi, I have, wait, let me have a pen first. See Khushi, this is 80. Please don't mind my writing over here. I'm just trying to write. I don't have that much of creative skills, but still, this is 80 upon 100. Whenever we have 80%, that percentage sign shows that we'll be having divided by 100, which shows this 0 gets this 0. We can cancel these zeros, and what we're left with, if we'll reduce it further, this will be 4, and if we'll reduce this one divided by 2, this will be 5. So this is how we get 4/5, and then we can say that it is 4/5. Khushi, am I clear to you that how it's 4/5? How it's 4/5? If I'm clear, then please type yes. Moving ahead to 75. We will come across it very often, 75%. So 75% it is not important to always write 75%. You can write 3/4. You can write 3/4. If we come across 70%, then you can write less than 3/4 or 7 out of 10. Please take the screenshot of the screen. 50%, half of the population, half of the commodities, half of the income. 40%, 2/5. 40% 2/5 कैसे आएगा? वो भी again same यहीं से ही आ रहा है. 2/5. 33%. This is a very common percentage that is used in the tables. बहुत ज्यादा जगह use होती है. इसको याद रखो. 33% is a third. A third. You can use the word a third was used, or that was a third of the total population, या जो भी, whatever the context is. 35%. 35% says more than one third. मतलब see 33% one third है. 35% मतलब उसे 2% ज्यादा हुआ, so we can write it as more than one third. 20% 1/5. If this slide is clear to you all, how I have converted percentages to fractions, and if you've learned these already, please type yes in the comment section so that we can move ahead to more fractions. And please be a bit quick. Okay, it's clear. All right, great. And then we have next fractions, 25%. Everyone is clear with the fact what is 25%? It is 1/4. It is a quarter. 24%. देखो 25% से थोड़ा सा कम है, just a 1%, so you can write just under a quarter. 30% हमने पढ़ा था, 33% क्या था? A third. तो 30% क्या होगा? Less than a third. 22%, just over a fifth. अभी 20%, who can tell me what is 20%? Please type in the comment section what is 20%. %20 क्या होता है? Yes, it's 1/5. 20% होता है 1/5. Absolutely. तो अगर 20% 1/5 होता है तो मतलब 22%, उससे 2% ज्यादा, तो हम उसको लिख सकते हैं just over a fifth, मतलब fifth से थोड़ा सा ऊपर. और 18% मतलब just 2% कम है तो हम लिख सकते हैं below a 2/5. तो it's like just below a 2/5 और below a 2/5. 19% को हम क्या लिख सकते हैं? Just under a fifth. 15% is less than a fifth. 70%. अच्छा, अभी इन चीजों इसके ऊपर ध्यान देंगे हम लोग, because mostly हम लोग what we're going to observe is that we'll have 70%, 80%, 90%. So if the percentage crosses 70% or if the percentage crosses 80%, तो हमें जरूरी नहीं है कि भाई 80% ही लिख कर आना है. We can use the words a large proportion. I'm also going to tell you one more word जो आप बहुत oftenly use कर सकते हो, and it will give a good impact that yes, lexical variety, words that can be included in task 1. So I hope यहाँ तक I am clear कि ये कैसे हो रहा है. And अगर किसी को नहीं समझ आ रहा है ना कि यार ये 22% just over a fifth कैसे हो गया या फिर ये सब, then leave it. You don't have to, worry a lot. आप normal percentages भी mention कर सकते हो. It is not, I'm not saying कि normal percentage mention करना गलत है. I'm just saying that if you want to bring variety, if you want to write different, then you can write these kinds of words. You can convert percentages to fractions also, and then you can mention. और ये 70% एक large proportion होता है. If this slide is clear to everybody, then please type yes. And if anyone is having any doubt कि कौन सी percentage ये कैसे हो गई, खुशी, if you're having any doubt, you can let me know. Please type yes if it's clear. Okay. Great. Let's move on to our next slide. नेक्स्ट स्लाइड में मैंने आपको बताया कि अगर 70% मतलब अगर 80% और 90% हो जाता है तो देन ट्राई यूजिंग द वर्ड विच इज सिग्निफिकेंट मेजॉरिटी. अगर हमारे पास 80% 90% हो जाता है देन यू कैन यूज द वर्ड सिग्निफिकेंट मेजॉरिटी या फिर यू कैन यूज द वर्ड सिग्निफिकेंट अमाउंट. ठीक है. एंड now let's move to the other thing which is अगर बिल्कुल कम हो जाता है, that is 5 to 10% रह जाता है या फिर अगर less than 5% भी है तो the words that we can use is, मतलब अगर 10% से कम है, 1%, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10% है, then the words that we can use are insignificant amount or significant minority. I'm just telling you the words. I'll even give an example how to frame these words in lines. But I hope I'm clear कि हम लोग किस type of like kind of sentences that we can actually use in our task 1 if we are given percentages. Am I clear till here? Significant amount, significant minority. 10% को हम लिख सकते हैं 1 in 10. जैसे अभी हमने 70% को हम लिख सकते हैं 7 in 10. तो हम 10% को लिख सकते हैं 1 in 10. अब let's move on to 53%. See, I told you 50% is half. तो 53% क्या हो जाएगा? More than half. 51% मतलब थोड़ा सा ऊपर है. So we can write just over a half. And for 49%, which is just 1% less than 50%, तो हम उसको लिख सकते हैं just under a half. Is this clear to everybody? Please tell the meaning of significant majority. Okay. देखो, significant majority. पहली बात, we have two terms, majority and minority. Majority वो होता है जो ज्यादा पोर्शन में होता है, जिसका अमाउंट ज्यादा हो और जिसकी परसेंटेज ज्यादा हो, जिसकी प्रोपोर्शन ज्यादा हो, that is majority. And on the other hand, we have the word which is minority. Minority मतलब होता है कम. तो majority और minority एक दूसरे के antonyms हैं, they are opposite of each other. Significant, देखो कोई भी चीज significant कब होती है? जब उसकी जो proportion, उसकी जो percentage, उसका जो अमाउंट है वो काफी ज्यादा होता है और impactful होता है, तो हम उसको बोलते हैं that it is significant. तो अब अगर कोई चीज 80% है, 90% है, 95%, that means it is significant, it is having a huge impact. That so we are using these words which are significant majority or significant amount. I hope I am clear कि significant or significant opposite is insignificant, which is not having like lot of impact or it is having very less impact. So we can use the word which is insignificant. So I hope I am clear कि significant or insignificant का difference and what is majority, what is minority. Japneet, am I clear? Okay, great. Let's move ahead. Okay, abhi we are going to go step by step. Okay, we have already reached the time limit for today. We're going to do this tomorrow. What I can do is that you please take the screenshot of this slide and you all can practice this task 1 and you can upload it in the Google Classroom or send me on WhatsApp by scanning it on Cam Scanner. Khushi, you were raising your hand. You have your doubt? You have any doubt? Okay, so if I'm clear till here that how we convert, which are the words that we can use for percentage, if everything is clear, then please type yes. And if you have any doubt, then also you can let me know. And those who wish to have speaking can stay. Okay, it's clear. Okay, it's clear. All right. So everyone has taken the screenshot of it. And our next class will be on Monday. Tomorrow is Sunday. We won't be having a class. Next will be on Monday. So you have one day. You can take the screenshot. You can, write this task 1, and submit it in the Google Classroom. I can even show you just what you people can do is I can show you the other slides also. You can take the screenshot so that you're able to read and get an idea from it that what I have actually written. And then you can try writing it yourself. And then I'm going to explain in the next class that which all words and what all I have done in comparison. So this is like the first paragraph. And this is the second paragraph. This was some other task. You can leave this one, and that's the end. This is the introductory paragraph along with the overall. This is BP1. This is BP2. Okay, that's it for today's class. And enjoy your weekend. You can type good night and leave. Welcome. No, we won't be having class tomorrow. We'll be having our next class on Monday because tomorrow is Sunday.
Ma'am, you were saying that we can stay if we want to have speaking.
Yes. So those who want to have speaking can stay. You can type in the comment section and then stay so that I get a list. Rest can leave. Kanika and Sakshi. Hi Kanika, how are you? Hi Sakshi. Where is Khushi? Khushi, can you please switch on your screen? I want you all to note a question and then I'll be giving you 1 minute to think over it and then you have to speak for it, okay? So the question is, everyone is having pen and pencil, right? Describe a gift you recently gave to somebody. Describe a gift you recently gave to somebody. And the follow-ups are, like the guidelines are, what was the gift? To whom you gave it? What did the person feel about you? What will the person do with that gift? Done? You want me to repeat? Describe a gift you recently gave to somebody. What was the gift? To whom you gave it? What did the person feel about you? What will the person do with that gift? So now, Japneet is saying to repeat it. Japneet, if you wish to have speaking, then you need to be on screen. Sakshi, I'm putting a timer of 1 minute so that you can think and then you can speak. So that's for both of you. For Khushi and for Sakshi, that I have a timer of 1 minute and then I'm going to tell you to speak.
Yeah. Sure, ma'am.
Okay, so Sakshi, now you can start. So you have to speak for 1 to 2 minutes And don't worry if I will stop you after 2 minutes because I have to do that, okay?
Let me close the door first. Just give me a second now.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So,
Relax
Okay.
and then speak.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, when it comes to gift, recently I've gifted my brother a cell phone. It was from my first salary. So I was actually thinking about what should I give him. He was in dire need of a cell phone at that very time because his cell phone was not in a good condition. So this was the first gift I gifted him, and he actually likes it. He is very much into games and everything. So I am a tech savvy person. I don't know much about cell phones. Instead of that, I have tried my best to find a good cell phone for him where he can use his innovation and creativity as he is very much into technical, games. So I found a good one cell phone for him with which he is actually well satisfied.
All right.
And that's all.
That's all. Okay. So first of all, I would like to add that you were using the word to. We should not use Hindi. You need to avoid such things. I know that's like whenever we talk. I also, when I talk and I'm speaking English, I have the tendency of adding the words like to, vese, because we are like Indians. But then for IELTS, we definitely need to avoid this. The words such as to, vese, vese. And there were certain words that you were repeating, like everything, and there were few phrases that you were actually repeating. And so the thing is that you've answered all the 4 questions, like the guidelines that were given to you, you've answered them, but there could have been a better connectivity and better words. See, you are talking about something which is related to phones, then you could have included the words which are related to technology. You're getting me? We can definitely add vocabulary which relates to technology, and that relates to mobile phones, and anything which is related to innovations as well. So words, these words are going to add lexical variety to your speaking whenever you're going to add them. Also, the timing was like pretty okay. It was like 1 minute 40 seconds. So that was like okay. But then if you wish to have a concluding line, then you can have a solid concluding line. That am I audible to you?
Yes, you are audible.
The same goes for the introductory line also. You can have a solid introductory line which is going to have an indelible impact on your examiner, that yes, now you're going to frame your answer in a better way. So in this case, like in your scenario, if I have to give an introductory line, then it could be well, I am not a big fan of materialistic possessions, but recently I gifted a mobile phone to my brother, and I would like to discuss about it further. So you could have said it like that. So basically, I'm saying that if you were there in the speaking session that I was teaching, I told you to have an introductory line and then a concluding line that are going to tell the examiner that yes, now you're starting and now you're ending, because you cannot leave your examiner hanging in between, whether he's not even having a clue that okay, you have ended and they're waiting. You're getting my point? So you can see at the end, I would like to say like that so that your examiner knows you're about to end. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Got
So
it.
is there anyone else who wish to speak on the same topic? Sakshi, you can switch off your screen. Yeah. Kushi and Kanika, you were saying that you wish to have it. If you want to, you can. Otherwise, we can just wind up with the session.
Yes, I'll be speaking just 2 minutes.
Okay. This meeting is going to end in next 4 minutes. So you have 1 minute to think and 2 minutes for to speak.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
You were asking me a couple of days back that you wanted to talk to me.
Yeah, okay. Sakshi, was that you? I was even discussing today with someone that, I told someone to message me. So Sakshi, you texted me, right?
Yeah, ma'am. I was just curious to know if there is something related to my, writing, because that was the writing task on that day when you have asked me to message you. So I thought maybe it is related to something related to writing. Maybe you found something wrong in it.
No. It was not something related to writing. You message me on WhatsApp. I'll discuss there. I was actually quite busy that day, but today I'm free. In fact, Khushi is saying my mic is not working. There is some problem. Okay, Khushi, it's okay. So we are waiting for Kanika now. She's saying 1 minute. Okay. We are just left with 2 minutes. This meeting is going to end, but then I'm not going to rejoin it. We will have a speaking session on Monday then.
Yes, may I speak?
Yes, Kanika, I'm not able to see you actually.
Actually, I have jotted down the pointers, so I think it would be a little messed up. Like I would be looking down in my notebook also, and I would be speaking also side by side.
What, you have to do that in front of the examiner also? Yes. Now speak. Let me put a timer. Yes, start.
I recently gifted my best friend Niti a speaker set of JBL company on her birthday. I have known her since my childhood, since we have completed our higher education from the same school. Besides this, our fathers were colleagues as well. I gave her this gift because she had a long lost wish to acquire it so that she may feel calm and relaxed while preparing for her chartered accountancy course. It was indeed a significant gift for her to mark the occasion. Besides, I also presented her a unique gift to last forever, which was all about a handmade creative scrapbook based on our friendship. She felt really amused, and it also reminds her of my presence in case she needs me. She enjoys music while preparing for her course in her relaxed time, and she also cherishes the moments which she has spent with me by looking through the handmade scrap.
It's just 1 minute. You need to add more to it. It's like completely 1 minute. 1 minute, 1 second. So it will be better if you'll add to it. Further, I would like to mention that in the question we had the statement describe a gift. That means that you have to mention about one thing itself. You need to exaggerate on that one thing. Number two, you were using connectors. I really like that, but try to add variety to your connectors. You were using the words like you use the word besides twice, so you could have replaced it with some other connector as well. So try to add variety to your connectors, and you were starting your lines with it. Again, as I have told you, you can use connectors to add variety, to lead to cohesiveness, to lead to cohesion in your lines so that they're connected to each other. Rest was good, but describe a gift. That means only one gift is to be mentioned. I hope I'm clear. All right. So that's it. We're going to see you on Monday.